All right, one of the common things that people want to ask us is, do we sell our chicken eggs? And not only do we sell them, but how much do we make? Is it worth it? And are we really making that much more than what we need to put into our chickens? So I figured we'd answer some of those questions today for you guys. And hopefully this video brings some light to it.
Such a wonderful delight. Forgo, give up everything that I own. Yeah, I'd give it all up now just to be with you somehow. Unexpected love was found. You're the rose in a garden.
All right, so let's come out here real quick. Let's collect the eggs that we have for the day. See any extra that we've had today, but we also didn't collect the last few days. So there should be enough eggs in here that we need to get. During the winter time, you don't get as many eggs, so we'll see how the girls did here in about 3 days of work.
And it shows if I'm honest. You're the leaves in mid-August, and I've come out here to say that
All right, not too bad. It's about 14 eggs for about 2.5 days. So we'll probably get about 3 or 4 more today. So we're still averaging about, 6 eggs a day for our 14 egg layers right now. Not the best, but if 50% of them lay each day right now during the winter time, we'll take it. Now time for my favorite new thing, keeping our nesting boxes clean. You can see, pretty dirty. Shake it off. Clean. And repeat. I mean, now look how clean these are. Super easy maintenance. They stay clean and the eggs have been cleaner because of it. I'm loving that. All right, time for you guys to lay some eggs. All right, have fun laying. We're gonna close this up. I think that people sometimes think because you have eggs, farm fresh eggs, that your eggs kind of look something like this. And that's definitely not true. It probably looks more something like this. I mean, for about a dozen eggs, which was probably about what was in there, maybe $3. And that's probably more a realistic look at it. There is a lot of variables that play into it though, so I'm not just gonna say that just because you wanna sell chicken eggs that you're not gonna make any money. There's ways to do it, but there is a lot to consider. So I'm gonna tell you guys here straight. Chickens, them laying eggs, and you making money and making a good profit off of it is a lot harder than just putting a sign outside your door that says farm fresh eggs, $4, whatever, and then having people stop by and making a lot of money because of it. There's a lot of factors that come into it. It's how many chickens you own. A lot of people have chickens and they usually get about 4 or 5 of them just so they have eggs for their family, and they're really not trying to make a profit off of it. But what starts to happen sometimes is you start to have a little bit of an abundance of eggs and you give them some away or you sell a dozen to somebody here, and then you think to yourself, raising chickens is pretty easy. How about we get some more chickens, kind of like what we did, and that's called chicken math, and if you guys don't know about it, you can look at it on your own. But it basically means once you have chickens, you're just gonna keep adding and adding and adding more, and you're gonna end up having too many at one point. But right now we have 15, and that's definitely more than enough for our family. So during the full heat of summertime, when we have 14 laying hens, we can get a dozen eggs a day. If you think about that, 12 times 7, that's 84 eggs for the week. We probably didn't realistically ever get 84, but that doesn't mean that we were close. Although we're a family of 5 with 3 kids, the most they're gonna eat is maybe 1 egg a day for breakfast. We might have 2, maybe 3. But that's still not every single day. You're obviously gonna switch up your breakfast. We do enjoy cooking eggs here and eating them, but we did start to have an abundance of them. Even at 14 laying hens, it's hard to make a big profit from that. First, you gotta think, you're feeding your chickens. If you're paying money for feed, that's going out of your profit that you're actually making selling your chicken eggs. 2, sometimes you have to buy your own cartons. A lot of people will give you cartons, so that's sometimes not a big expense. That's something that's adding to your expenses that might cost you for profit. And then things like having a chicken coop, buying it, making it, whatever you have to do. This is a big down cost to having chickens, and you should take that into consider every time that you're trying to make a profit. Realistically, even at 14 laying hens, selling eggs is not something that's just going to make you lots and lots of money. Feeding on those berries still?
Yep, I put the prickly one. Accidentally. Okay, you guys are going to have it.
What do you want, Rosie? And then the next thing you need to consider, the area that you're selling them in. If you live in a more rural type area like we do, I'd say about 25% of people, if not more, already own their own chickens, so they're not gonna buy eggs from you. And then out of those 25% of people, there's probably like 50% of those people that are selling eggs. So there's so much competition around here. I know how the prices are at the store right now, how they just keep going up, 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 up. But people still are selling them about $2 to $3 a dozen around the area that we live. So if that's the competition you're going against, you're really not making a profit if you're selling your eggs at $2, $3 a dozen here, and then the chicken feed costs are going up. At that point, you're probably almost losing money. If making a profit off our eggs is our number one thing we'd want to do, it'd be a lot smarter for me to sell them like where I work in a major city where people would actually pay those kind of prices than to try to put a sign outside our door and have people come around the area that we live, because people aren't going to pay $4 to $5 around here when everyone owns chickens and everyone's selling eggs around us already. So for my advice, I have a few things that might help you trying to make a profit off eggs. Number one, you're gonna have to make sure that you buy a lot of chickens. I don't know what the number is, since we only have 14 laying hens. It's not up to me to tell you what number I think would be a good number, but you're gonna wanna have a lot of chickens if you actually wanna make a good profit off selling eggs. Number two, to feed all those chickens, you're gonna have to buy your food in bulk, buy big things of it so that you're getting it cheaper, so that you're not paying too much for their feed. And then lastly, just knowing your market area and knowing where you're selling these eggs and who's actually gonna buy them for a higher price, how you're gonna actually sell them more. And then that would be a way to try to be more profitable off chicken eggs. Other than that, if you just have some backyard chickens and it's more of like a hobby for you to have the chickens, and then you're just trying to sell some eggs and see if you make more money, it's really not worth it for the money, but sometimes it's worth it just so that you don't have an abundance of extra eggs. You definitely don't wanna just waste them. Don't throw them away. Definitely don't do that. So one thing you can do is cook those eggs, back up any of the older ones that you haven't been able to use for some reason, and then you can bring them back out and feed them to your chickens. Hi, chickens. Does this look good, guys? You guys are gonna go crazy. You want some eggs? Feeding the egg back to your chickens is great for them. They use so much energy just to lay an egg that giving them back their own eggs like that will actually fill their nutrients back up so that they can lay even more eggs. And then you might have a more of abundance of eggs again, but those are healthy chickens. That's what you want. Or what you could always do, if you have other animals like we do, like pigs, they'd be happy to eat your extra eggs. So cook all those extra eggs up and feed them back to any of your animals. We would love to get to the point here on our homestead where we have multiple animals and all of them can help supply each other with the good nutrients. So the chickens laying eggs we can help give to the other animals. We'd love to possibly get a goat here one day so that we can have the milk and that can go feed to the other animals. Obviously next year with our garden that we're gonna grow, which was gonna be even bigger next year, we're hoping to grow even bigger so that we can grow more food. We want our land and our animals to all help feed each other. So hopefully we can get to that point. You guys ate those eggs quick. Where'd they all go? We have quite a few chickens starting to molt, but right here, yeah, you're doing a lot of molting. Look at, you have no head feathers. I know. I'm just trying to show you. That's what molting looks like. Don't be afraid if your chickens look like that. During the winter time, it's an unfortunate time that they just start to do it. Can I get closer to you? No. All right. I figure this might be a little insightful for people who might not understand the dynamic of selling chicken eggs. I feel like a lot of homesteaders, especially, one of the first things that you start selling is eggs, because chickens are a common first animal and then you try to start that business. Selling chicken eggs is kind of like a good foot in the door. Maybe I took that too literal. To selling things on your homestead, there's a lot of other things that you can sell and do and make. So selling chicken eggs is a great starter. I think that if this is something that you want to be serious about, then you should just consider some of the things that I said today in the video. Now let's see if we have any more eggs. What do you guys think? 2 more? We have 2. I have a quick question though. You see how this egg's so bumpy? Does anyone know why that is? Because we've been having a chicken laying a lot like this lately. I don't think anything's wrong with the chicken. The eggs look a little weird, so if you know why, let me know. There's Sunny. Sunny's my favorite chicken. How's it going, Sunny? See you later, chickens. For everyone out there who's homesteading and making a business out of it, keep it up. This isn't a video to discourage you. This is just a little thing I've observed with chicken eggs, because this is something that we've had to try to decide what we want to do with. So keep working, keep trying to be your own boss, because that's definitely one of the best things you can do. You guys have a great day and a better tomorrow. Us and the chickens will see you in the next one.